silence, and then followed by the pledge led by the student athletes and SCTC students. If we get the student athletes and the FCCLA students to come forward and lead us in the pledge, please. On the stage.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is items added to the agenda, approval of the agenda. We have one change and one add to the agenda. Under superintendent's report A, instead of approval of discussion, it's just approval of health control. And then we'll add item J, Bayport quote for 2025-26 school year. Does anybody have anything else they want to add to the agenda?
Make a motion for approval as written.
I'll second.
A motion by Mr. Timpson, a second by Ms. Edwards, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is approval of minutes from April 1st, 2025, regular meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Mr. Housefly, a second by Mr. Meade, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is approval of claims. Anybody have any questions? All right, need a motion.
Make that motion.
Who second? Motion by Mr. Meade, second by Mr. Hood, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have recognition of FCC LA state and national participants. And that Mr. Purdy, you want to please do that?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Castle and Ms. Music, if you could please come forward, along with the members of the Gate City FCCLA. As was shared, and many of us here tonight, Tuesday night, what all's going on at our schools? A lot of ball games. So we are a little shy of the members to recognize tonight. but we're thankful for those who are with us, whether standing in front of me or in the audience. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. Okay. You probably saw some red jackets walking in. So we've got some new state officers, but one I do want to recognize who was presently for this remaining school year, 2024-25, our Virginia State President, Abby Vermillion. She's not with us tonight, but we want to congratulate her. And when I call your name, if you would, just kind of say hello to the group. If you want to speak, I'll let you speak, okay? I've never heard it so quiet.
I see me either.
We have Emily Kendrick, who's a conference backstage assistant, and I know there's a lot of time and effort put into that. We have Carly Mead and Samuel Page, chapter in review display, and Callie Stevenson. They were chapter in review display level 3, silver medal, 3rd place in the state. These three students were awarded a $3,000 per person scholarship to Sullivan University. Caden Vermillion, entrepreneurship level 2, gold medal, 3rd place in the state. Alexis Carrico, Kendall Green, Emily Tate, event management level 2, silver medal, 2nd place in the state, national qualifier. Maddie Adams, Annabelle Ketron, Allie Page, national programs in action level 2, gold medal, 2nd place, national qualifier. Lily Johnson, Avie McDavid, sports nutrition level 1, silver medal trophy, national qualifier. Caden Casago, Wyatt Kennedy, Eli Lester, sports nutrition level 2, silver medal, 3rd place. And our national qualifiers. Kenley Roden, teacher trained level 1, silver medal, 3rd place, national qualifier. Caitlin Bellamy, star evaluator. Peyton Bellamy, state officer candidate. Kendall Green and Samuel Page, 2025 Ultimate Leader Award. Emily Kendrick, Say Yes to FCS. And Abby Vermillion, top 15 National FCC LA Member of the Year. And also the chapter was awarded the Sharon K. Glasscock Platinum Level Outstanding Chapter, Membership Increase Award, and All Programs Award. So if you would, let's give Gate City FCC y'all want to say anything? Congratulations, national qualifier is
Orlando.
Orlando. What about that?
In the summer.
Get to go see Mickey Mouse, I bet. All right, congratulations. Thank you all. At this time, would Miss Kern and Rye Cove FCCLA please come forward? This is Ms. Kern and members of the Rye Cove FCCLA. Ms. Kern made note that in 8 events as national qualifiers, 5 of these being 1st place in the state, so congratulations. We have, and if you would, just when I call your name, just wave to the group. We'll reserve the speeches for later, okay? We have Leah Massengill, 1st place, career investigation level 1 gold. Heidi Dillon, 1st place national programs, action level 1 silver. Haley Berry, 1st place national programs and action level 2 gold. Allison Vincent, 1st place national programs in action level 3 gold. Lydia Kern, 1st place Say Yes to FCS level 3 gold. Nikila Harless, second place chapter in review display, level 3 gold. Zach Lane and Chandler Quillen, second place chapter in review portfolio, level 3 gold. Lindsay Vincent, third place teach or train, level 2 gold. Jordan Martin, fifth place career investigation, level 2 silver. We had Charlie Woodard and Sophie Wilson as judges. Natalie Fannin finished her term as SCCLA 2024-25 Vice President. In fact, the county had two, Abby Vermillion from Gate City and Natalie from Rocco High School. We also had some special awards for the Rocco High School SCCLA. The Sharon K. Glasscock Platinum Outstanding Chapter and Jamie Carter was awarded the Administrative Award. Recognition, Foundation Donor, and Public Relations. Here are some scholarships. Allison Vincent, $10,000. Zach Lane, $6,000. Chandler Quillen, $6,000. Nikila Harless, $6,000. The Ultimate Leader Award went to Charlie Woodard and Lydia Kern. National Programs, Career Connections, Community Service, Facts, Financial Fitness, Stand Up, Student Body, and Families First National Runner-Up Winner, where we will all be recognized at the National Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida. Congratulations. At this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Addington and members of the Twin Springs High School SCCLA to please come forward. Thank you all for coming. Now, if you notice, we've got a new red jacket here. Scott County's been blessed over the years with a number of state officers. And Maddie Piercy is our newest for this upcoming school year, 2025-26. This is Maddie Piercy. She is Vice President of Parliamentary Law and the first Twin Springs state officer. Junior member Maddie Piercy made Twin Springs history, as I was going to read this, as made Twin Springs history as the chapter's first state officer, serving as Vice President of Parliamentary Law. Administrator of the Year, Mr. Mullins, Jordan Mullins. He was recognized for his exceptional administrative skills and contributions, earning the prestigious award of Administrator of the Year. Also, Twin Springs High School was awarded the Sharon Glasscock chapter as having the highest level of recognition, earning the Platinum Level Outstanding Chapter Award for their exemplary performance throughout the 24-25 school year. Ms. Addington received an advisor pin for being an advisor for 5 years. Have they been long?
No comment.
Okay. Congratulations. We also have Career Investigation Level 3. I call your name, if you would just raise your hand and wave. We have who received the silver medal, Kaylee Adams. She's not with us tonight. Okay. Again, that was Career Investigation Level 3, received the silver medal. We also have Chapter in Review Portfolio Level 3. We have Miley Taylor, and she was recognized for her thorough documentation and reflection of the chapter's activities. Congratulations there. And the team focus on children level 3, Grace Begley and Emma Deal. They received the bronze medal and were commended for their teamwork and commitment to focus on the children initiative, achieving the bronze level and level 3. I'm gonna give you an opportunity just like the others. Y'all wanna say anything? Did you have fun? Did you have fun?
Yes.
And that's a good part of it, is fun, making new friends throughout the state. And those of you who get to go to Orlando, you'll get to meet folks from all across the United States. So congratulations, Twin Springs High School SCCLA. We have some resolutions. We want to recognize our student athletes who participated in the Virginia High School League state championships, whether as individuals or as team members, or were recognized for their athletic achievement by earning All-State. So will these students from Cate City High School please come forward? Carter Wolf, Jaden Carrico, Morgan Stanley, Ethan Ferguson, Faye Rhodes, and Connor Woods. Good looking group right here. Congratulations to each of you. Whenever I call your name, if you would just raise or wave to the crowd, we have a resolution to recognize you, okay? Carter Wolf. Carter had an outstanding golf season. He placed second in the Mountain 7 District, placed third in Region 2D, and he had a second place finish in the Group 2A State Championship in golf. Congratulations, Carter. And from the girls' basketball team, we have Jaden Carrico. Jaden was recognized as first team Mountain 7 All-District, first team Region 2D, and also first team 2A State. Congratulations, Jaden. And members of our Cate City High School Forensics, we have Morgan Stanley and Ethan Ferguson. Serious duo. They placed first in Region 2D, second in the Super Regions, and won the state championship in forensics. Congratulations to Morgan. We have Faye Rhodes. She was a poetry participant. She placed first in Region 2D, third in the Super Region, and then won state in the region, or excuse me, in the Division II Virginia High School State Competition. Congratulations, Faye. And last, we have Connor Woods, Cate City High School Forensic Team, Humorous Interpretation. He placed third in Region 2D, third in the Super Region, and placed third in the Virginia High School State Competition. And we'll make sure that Connor gets his resolution. So if you would, let's give the students. Y'all want to say anything? Okay. Congratulations. Keep up the good work, all right? Thank you. I apologize. I'd like to recognize Rice Grove High School football team. If you would, please come forward. Those of us who are with us tonight. We also have Rice Grove High School cross country members. And also Rice Grove High School forensics members. Please come forward. Rice Grove High School. to recognize Rock Grove High School football team. They had an outstanding year. In fact, for this past football season, they were the Cumberland District champions, Region D champions, and Group 1A State Final Four. And members of the Rock Grove High School football team are Braylon Haley, Jacob Jesse, Landon Lane, Will Rollins, Zach Lane, Blake Goins, Hamilton Osborne, Carter Roach Hodge, Tyler Shute, Luke Jesse, Jordan Martin, Cole Barnett, Caden Bowen, Cole Williams, Hunter Young, Brian Hall, Hagan Roden, Jordan Rodriguez, Aiden Sanders, Benjamin McElroy, Clifton Bishop, Carter Austin, Griffey Williams, Steve Mullins, Jackson Carter, Clayton Austin, Sean Edwards, Parker Holmes, Ethan Lawson, Cooper Bowen, Jesse Lane, Trevor Darnell, Brady Darnell, Peyton Fonseca, am I saying that correctly? Caleb Stanley, Ruben Julianov, Jordan Hass, Ryan Bowen, Jacob Owens, Caden Bishop. The coaches were Robbie Norris, Gary Shute, Sean Lawson, Lawrence Tankersley, Gary Collier, B.I. Salyers, Brad Bowen, Chris Rollins, John Howell, and Mark Rollins. In addition, not only football team made it to the final state semifinals, the coaching team, the coaching staff was the 2024 Cumberland District Coaching Staff of the Year, and also the Region D Coaching Staff of the Year. And we also had individuals from this team who made All-State. Landon Lane, honorable mention, All-State defensive back, second team All-State defensive all-purpose, first team All-State quarterback, Group A All-State Player of the Year, second team Region 1D offensive all-purpose, first team Region 1D defensive back, first team Region 1D defensive all-purpose, first team Region D quarterback. He was a Region D Player of the Year, second team Cumberland District punter, first team Cumberland District all-purpose, first team Cumberland District defensive back, first team Cumberland District utility all-purpose, first team Cumberland District quarterback. He was a Cumberland District defensive back of the year and was the Cumberland District Player of the Year. We have Will Rollins. I guess I probably need to read these from district all the way up, so I apologize for that. He was first team Cumberland District linebacker, first team Cumberland District fullback, first team Region 1D linebacker, and Group 1A All-State linebacker. Trevor Darnell, Cumberland District Lineman of the Year, first team Cumberland District defensive lineman, first team Cumberland District tackle, honorable mention, Region 1D offensive lineman, first team Region 1D defensive lineman, and second team Group 1A All-State defensive lineman. Cole Barnett, second team Cumberland District running back, first team district return man, first team Region 1D kick returner, second team 1A All-State kick returner. Ethan Lawson, honorable mention, Cumberland District defensive lineman, first team Cumberland District guard, first team Region 1D offensive lineman, honorable mention, Group 1A All-State offensive lineman. Carter Roach Hodge, first team Cumberland District linebacker, first team Cumberland District wide receiver, second team Region 1D receiver, first team Region 1D linebacker, honorable mention, Group 1A All-State linebacker. And Clayton Austin, first team Cumberland District center, first team Region 1D center, and honorable mention Group 1A All-State Center. Congratulations. Good work. Congratulations.
Public comment, does anyone wish to address the board? If not, the next item is special education. We have Miss Brenda Robinette here tonight.
In your packets, you should have 25-26 special education and proportionate set aside. It's for the special education annual plan and preschool grant approval. Let me apologize up front. When the State Department sent the forms down, the pages were all out of sequence and misnumbered. There were about 3 or 4 page 2s, and I knew that's going to confuse everybody. So I went through there and marked and put page numbers at the bottom so that when I call out a page, you would be on the same page with me. If you will turn to page 11, please. This is proportionate set-aside funds. Proportionate set-aside funds are mandated by the State Department for us to serve children who are in private schools, who are homeschooled, or in Christian schools. We're serving 2 children at the Gate City Christian School, so we are mandated to set aside amount of money for those children. On page 11, you will see $989.89 proportionate set aside under 619 funds. Is in column E at the bottom of the page. That's for one preschool child who walks in to get speech services from us. That's being homeschooled by the parent. On under section 611, proportionate set aside, column E, there's $1,979.78 set aside for 2 children being served at the Gate City Christian School. Those children have requested speech services. We send a speech therapist out there to meet their needs. If you will turn to page 13, please. The proposal this year for Part B, Section 611 funds. And the grant period runs from July 1, 2025 until September the 30th of 2027. The projected budget for the school years 25 through 27, 6B flow-through funds is $887,025. Of that amount, the proportionate set-aside funds for private or homeschool students is in the amount of $1,979.78, as I've already reviewed with you, which will assist with the salary of 1 speech therapist to serve 2 students attending Gate City Christian School. Money will be spent on partial salaries for 15 special education teachers who teach both at the elementary and secondary levels in the amount of $726,045.22, and an additional $99,000 will be set aside for fringe benefits. In addition to salaries, $10,000 will be used for contracted services to include professional development and contracted services as necessary in the event Scott County Public Schools must contract for independent educational evaluations and/or for counseling, occupational therapy, physical therapy, a deaf interpreter, or speech services. Monies will be spent on materials for 897 special education, elementary, middle school, and high school students, as well as consumable supplies for 76 teachers and specialists in the amount of $50,000. This could also include technology items such as iPads, printers, smart boards, etc. If you will turn to page 14. 14 is just a breakdown of what I just went over with you. It's listed as object codes. Object code 1000 is for salaries. Object code 2000, fringe benefits. 3000 is in the event that we need purchase services. Materials and supplies is code 6000. Including money spent in those columns, adding the proportionate set-aside funds to that, the total budget is for $887,025. If you will turn, and I'm getting confused now. Hang on just a minute. Page 16. This is the grant proposal for preschool funds. The overall budget for preschool is $33,673 for preschool special education grant for the 25-26 school year. Of that amount, $28,683.11 will be spent on partial salary for one preschool special ed teacher. Proportionate set-aside funds are available to provide services for one private homeschool special ed student. Scott County Schools spends $989.89 for that child. In addition to that, $4,000 is budgeted for materials and supplies. On page 17, again, you see the object code breakdown. For salaries, $28,683.11, and for materials and supplies, $4,000. Proportionate set-aside funds, $989.89, for a total budget of $33,673. In addition to that, we have told the State Department that we might spend part of our monies on iPads, auditory trainers, and communication devices. What I need from the board tonight is a vote to approve the first grant with 6B flow-through funds.
Make a motion for approval.
A motion by Mr. Templeton, a second by Mr. Hood, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And then I need a vote to also have an approval for the proposed grant budget for the preschool grant.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion by Ms. Edwards, a second by Mr. Housewright, all in favor?
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Each year, the Special Education Preschool 504 Gifted, Talented, and Homeless Advisory Committee is required by the Virginia Department of Education to report to you once a year pertaining to the needs and challenges faced by students in Scott County. We currently serve 897 special education students. This number is up by 31 students from last year. In addition, Scott County Schools serves 38 gifted students in grades K through 7, 54 students with 504 plans, 12 preschool students with disabilities, and 7 homeless children. The advisory committee wants to thank you for listening to our needs presented last year. We are thankful for an additional special ed teacher at Rye Cove High School, Twin Springs High School, Gate City Middle, Gate City High, Shoemaker, and Hilton Elementary. We're also thankful for the hiring of an additional speech therapist at Hilton Elementary and the hiring of an assistant principal at Fort Blackmore Center of Excellence. We're very proud that you listened to our concerns last year and started an expansion at both Weber City and Yuma Elementaries for additional classrooms. The students at Fort Blackmore were thrilled with the IC truck that you approved so that they can start a small business and learn about money, how to take orders, how to meet the public, how to make change, and how to balance their budget. With the mental health grant, we also were able to hire a new school social worker to work with children who have behavioral issues.
In looking at the needs for 2025-26 school year, the advisory board is requesting the following: a secondary gifted teacher to serve gifted and talented students after they leave the elementary setting. This teacher would coordinate with English, science, and history social science teachers in meeting the needs of gifted and talented students. A bus and driver to transport students with disabilities directly from Duffield to Fort Blackmore. We have 21 students who spend about an hour and 45 minutes on the bus from home to Duffield or Clinchport, and then on to the Career and Tech Center, where they catch an additional bus to transport them to Fort Blackmore. If we had a bus that would go directly from Duffield to Fort Blackmore up the river, we could reduce the time on the bus by about an hour. A grant writer who would be able to generate additional funds for such things as playgrounds, outdoor classrooms, technology, communication devices, and adaptive equipment for nonverbal students. Fort Blackmore really needs the cafeteria separate from the gym. At the present time, when students go to lunch, PE classes have to stop. Please consider planning for a new gym in the future. In addition, as the school expands and grows, additional classrooms will be needed. In closing, I want to thank you for your support and your hard work in meeting the needs of students attending Scott County Public Schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. In your package, you will see the minutes from the insurance committee and their recommendation for the health insurance consultant, which the recommendation is SIA Group. And you will see the monetary amounts that they are asking for is an annual fixed fee. And again, this is a recommendation for our insurance consultant from our insurance committee, SIA Group. They're located in, if I'm not mistaken, western part of North Carolina. Does anyone have any questions in regards to this recommendation?
The motion to approve.
I need a motion to approve, Mr. Templeton.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
I have a motion for Mr. Templin, a second for Mr. Meade. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item we have is in regards to the English language arts textbook adoption for grades 6 through 8. And with that, I'm going to ask Ms. Kelsey Taylor and Dr. Amy Sally to please come forward and give a presentation in regards to the recommendation.
Good evening. So I want to start with just telling you a little bit about the process that we went through to decide on our textbooks for English for grades 6 through 8. It all starts when the Virginia Board of Education approves a list of textbooks, and those included materials from HMH, McGraw-Hill, Perfection Learning, and Savas Learning. Ms. Taylor and Ms. Quillen requested samples that were sent to each of the schools, and each school formed a textbook review committee, and that comprised of English teachers, some special education teachers, and administration. The committees all used a common rubric, and that helped us all be on the same page when we were reviewing and rating the different companies. We ended up reviewing HMH, Perfection Learning, and Savas. McGraw-Hill did not send samples to us. Ms. Taylor combined the scores from the rubric, and two top choices came through. It was HMH and Savas, with teachers preferring HMH just slightly over Savas.
I took the information from the teachers that they provided in the rubric in a written form and developed a list of pros and cons from both of those programs that I'd like to talk to you about tonight. SCTC, which you may remember last year, the Virginia Literacy Act that went into effect for this school year required all divisions in the state of Virginia to adopt reading curriculums off of an approved list for grades K through 5. In year 2 of the Virginia Literacy Act, which is the upcoming year, we are required to continue that trend and adopt for grades 6 through 8, which is why we're reviewing these textbooks. The pros, the SCTC My Perspectives literature, a lot of the pros come from the fact that we've had a year with that program. So we, in K through 5, that's what we adopted. So there would be continuity across grade levels from kindergarten through 8th grade. Another pro, teachers who teach more than one grade, such as 5-6 or 6-7, as they do in some of our schools, would have the same textbook in both of those grades. Customer service with SCTC Literacy has been excellent this school year. The textbook seems to have a good value as you look at the price points across textbooks. We haven't had any issues this school year in K through 5 with any controversial stories or materials found in the SCTC literature. The materials have synced well with our Google Classrooms. The teachers, especially in grades 3 through 5, have been able to assign students things on their Chromebooks from the digital materials. The company did provide a curriculum map that showed an alignment between the new Virginia Reading SOLs and the 6 through 8 curriculum. And our IT/RT department and our purchasing department are familiar with billing, account setup, and those types of things. The cons teachers reported for the SCTC My Perspectives literature is they felt there was no independent grammar practice. They would like to have more grammar, like a grammar workbook or a separate grammar. The grammar is in the curriculum, but it's not a standalone unit. The curriculum has proven to be a bit overwhelming in the beginning, especially without some extensive professional development, just learning the ins and outs of the program. And the SCTC curriculum does not include a digital writable curriculum, which allows teachers to use AI technology to have students write a prompt on their computers and it gives immediate feedback to how they can improve their writing. On to HMH into literature. The pros from the teachers were that they did like that this curriculum had a grammar workbook. However, that workbook is an additional cost if we choose to do that. They felt like the writing materials were more comprehensive. Like I just mentioned, it does include the AI component of the writable and allows teachers to enter their own prompts. Whereas in the SCTC curriculum, the prompts go with the unit, so the curriculum gives the students the prompts, but in the HMH, the teachers could come up with their own prompts to assign the students. As Dr. Sally mentioned, the teachers on the rubric showed a slight preference for the HMH curriculum, and also a pro is the materials look like they will also be very compatible with Google Classroom in this curriculum. The cons we have with this curriculum is unfortunately HMH did not provide us login information, so we were only able to view a limited portion of the curriculum. We received what would be probably the first 6 weeks in each grade level to review, so we weren't able to look through all those stories and vet them like we were able to do with other curriculum. A teacher did note that the very first story in the 6th grade unit referenced going to heaven or hell, and they felt like that was maybe something that shouldn't be approached with students in the 6th grade. Like I said, we were not able to verify all the sensitivity issues because we couldn't see all the text of the unit. It is a bit more expensive, and we did not have a curriculum map of alignment to the Virginia English SOLs. We were both happy to try to answer any questions you might have about either curriculum.
There is an HMH rep in Southwest Virginia, right? Well, I say rep, there is someone that is Wise County, I believe. With
I'm not aware, Miss Edwards. I know that Elizabeth in the central office, she did most of the ordering and working with the rep on materials. But I would imagine they probably do have one because I think they use HMH curriculum in Wise County, so they probably do have a rep.
And I did love that grammar work book. I love that.
The teachers liked it as well.
I thought that was extremely.
It did offer good
Yes,
independent
it
practice
did.
for grammar.
It did. I thought so, yes.
Can you not get a workbook with the other one? For extra cost?
It didn't show a separate grammar workbook. It's certainly something that we could definitely probably, we could add. You could possibly even buy the grammar workbook from one curriculum and use it because it's a standalone piece. It doesn't come with the curriculum. Those grammar workbooks would be a cost of about $13.50 a student in grades 6 through 8, in addition.
I was impressed with that grammar workbook. That's the first time that I had seen anything quite like that. And knowing how critical it is for these students to learn to write and not real, I thought that was very.
It was mentioned several times in the,
Teachers
in the
It got
rubric.
everybody's attention.
Yes, it did. Everybody liked that. That's why I went ahead and had them price that as a separate add-on, if that's something we do choose to do. I think they would appreciate that if that's the route you take.
So there wouldn't even be any problems using the workbook from HMH with Savas?
On their website, you can order those grammar workbooks separately. It looks like to me, we would probably have to reach out to a rep and make sure, but it looks like it's a standalone portion since it's not included with the series.
Well, as you all probably well know, I just have a real, I have a bone to pick, I guess, with Pearson Publishing, with their control on just about all educational materials. It's very monopolistic, and when you are doing the materials to study by, as well as the tests and so forth, and it goes from pre-K through doctorate degrees. Yeah. That's,
They have their hands in a lot of it.
all of it, just about, to a great extent. That's my big pick with Pearson Publishing. But I did like what I saw in HMH. But that's just me. I'm just one vote.
There are certainly many similarities, I think, between both programs. But we just wanted to kind of lay out what the teachers felt like were the pros and cons of each one.
I remembered seeing in the rubric that there was a slight preference for HMH
There was.
this time.
The scores were comparable. I wouldn't say significantly,
No, there
a
wasn't.
significant difference, but there was a slight, I think, preference for that from the rubrics that were collected. And like I said, I just averaged those from each of the committees into one county rubric that I think that Mr. Ferguson sent to you all.
That was an extremely good piece of information to look at too. Thank you for doing that.
Hopefully you had an opportunity to look at the rubric and identify or recognize what Ms. Taylor and Dr. Sally had made mention about the slight difference. Presently, we are using Savas in kindergarten through 5th grade. 6th through 8th grade, that'll be a decision that I will let the board decide upon, whether you want to go with HMH or Savas for the textbook adoption, grades 6 through 8 in English language arts. Yes, we need to ask those who in favor.
Which one did the teachers prefer?
I was gonna ask that question.
HMH by nose.
From the rubric, the teachers had a slight preference for HMH, and that difference primarily showed in the writing components more so than in other areas.
Savas and HMH were clearly the two that were the highest. They were very close, and then the teachers.
They were both ranked I mean, really, we did it on a 1 to 4 rubric, and there were very few ratings under 3 for either curriculum, so I don't think you're making a bad choice in either direction.
Yeah, we'll need a motion and a second for one of them, and then if that passes, then you don't need it for the other one. And if it fails, then we need a motion and a second for the other one.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion for one of the textbooks?
I'll make a motion for the HMH, new textbooks for grade 6 through 8.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Templeton for HMH with a second by Ms. Edwards. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the work that you put into that. Those rubrics were very, very helpful. That was great feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor, Dr. Sally. Ms. Quillen had a family emergency, so she expressed her apology for not being able to be with us this evening. Next item we have is 2025-26 VS Virginia School Board Association Policy Services. This is basically a policy agreement that I have to ask for your approval, if so be. And we do utilize this. There is a cost to this for the new contracted year. It hasn't changed, $2,500. Be good for the 2025-26 school year.
Make a motion for approval.
Have a motion by Mr. Templeton, second by Mr. Hood. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item we have is the Head Start Financial Report for December 2024. Unless there's any questions in regards to this document, I ask your approval as presented.
I'll second.
Have a motion from Mr. Hood, a second by Mr. Housewright. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And I should have emphasized the word final. The next item we have is the Head Start Financial Report for March 2025. Unless there's any questions in regards to this document, I ask your approval as presented.
I'll second it. Have a motion by Mr. Hood, a second by Mr. Sally. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item we have is the revised standard operating policy, B-32, in regards to budgeting. Unless there's any questions in regards to this document, I ask your approval as presented.
I'll make a motion. I'll second it.
Have a motion by Mr. Templeton, a second by Mr. Mead. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item we have is the Head Start selection criteria for 2025-2026. Unless there's any questions in regards to this document, I ask your approval as presented.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Mr. Hood, a second by Mr. Housewright. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item we have is the Head Start Director's Report. This is for informational purposes for April of 2025. Does anyone have any questions in regards to this document? Next item we have is the Head Start Quarterly Winter Report for 2024-25. This too is for informational purposes. Excuse me, does anyone have any questions in regard to this report? And after the packets have already been sent out, the last item I have is we received a quote for the 2025-26 school year from Baycorp And you can see each of the different coverages and the amounts for the rates for this upcoming school year. Also, the second page on basically is the insurance and what it covers throughout the school division. Whereas property, liability, automobile, student, accident, and so on. So I just wanted to share that with you. We did see a slight increase in the premium as compared to the present year that we are in. And a lot of it, of course, is due to workman's compensation. They do that on a 3-year average. During the COVID years, those years are not factored in. So you will see that spike in the increase of workman's compensation claims, and so that's where we're at today. Does anyone have any questions in regards to this document? Again, this is the premium for the upcoming school year, total premium.
Just at a glance on this page 7 regarding the catastrophic student accident claims,
Yes.
is that now covered better than in the policy previously, or is this?
It's the same we've had for
Is
a
it?
number of years, yes, ma'am. Yeah, we've both catastrophic as well as a student, we've got the best that they offer, student insurance.
We don't have any underground storage tank.
We do, I just don't have that quote, that's usually a separate quote. Baker does not provide
I
that.
thought we talked about that before we approved it.
Yes,
That'll be coming sometime.
that'll be coming up, yes. And I didn't have that amount, it usually runs about $4,000 for underground storage tanks in case one were to rupture. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I feel much better if we had it. If not, EPA will have a good time with us on that.
And we won't have a good time with it.
No, but I don't have the quote for this upcoming year.
This need to be approved.
Just wanted to share this with you. This is the cost that we will have to pay for the upcoming school year. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, that's all that I have at this time.
Okay, I understand that we need to go into closed meeting, so get a motion, please.
I move that we enter into a closed meeting to discuss candidates for employment and the assignment and performance of teachers, coaches, custodians, cafeteria staff, mechanics, and central office staff as provided in section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia as amended.
I second.
Yes, motion.
Just recess for.
Okay, we're gonna take a recess.